Hello, my name is Jonathan. I am here today with William, Chi, and Samantha to talk to you about vertical jump. First and foremost, we would like to explain why we chose this movement. The vertical jump is used in many different sports and activities. Not only does it utilize the muscles of the lower body, but it also involves the muscles of the upper body. Therefore, all muscles have to work together to create proper mechanics of vertical jump. For the vertical jump, there are 4 different types of phases. The first phase will be the preparatory phase. The second phase will be the takeoff phase. The third phase will be the airborne phase. And the fourth phase will be the landing phase. Today we will be talking about 4 different principles. Those 4 different principles will be included in all of the phases included in vertical jump. The first principle we're going to be talking about is arm swing. If the subject implements an arm swing, it will increase the vertical jump due to the built-up momentum from the acceleration of the arms. The farther back the subject raises their arms, more acceleration will be produced to increase the jump height. As we can see here, the individual is swinging his arm back all the way to be able to increase the acceleration of the arm swing, therefore increasing the height of the vertical jump. The second principle that we will be talking about is knee, hip, flexion, and extension. The subject should begin with both knees and hips flexed below 90 degrees and finish with both of their knees and hips fully extended to 180 degrees to maximize the jump. The lower the subject gets, the more velocity will be applied to the jump. The same goes for vertical ground reaction force. Here we see the subject's knee, hip, and ankle joints all flexed to below 90 degrees. As we can see here, with the added help of the drawing tools, the subject has flexed the knee, the hip, and the ankle joints all below 90 degrees. However, to be able to fully maximize the vertical jump, the subject could possibly flex their knees even more. At the peak of the vertical jump, the subject must have extended fully at greater than 180 degrees. However, as we can see here, the subject has not. Therefore, he has not maximized his vertical jump. For the third principle, we will be talking about center of gravity. For the vertical jump, the subject should start out with a low center of gravity to maximize the vertical jump vertically. Implementing a low center of gravity is very important because it gives more stability and allows the subject to focus more on their vertical height rather than their horizontal distance. As we can see here, this is the subject's initial center of gravity. And here's the subject displaying the third principle, where he lowers his center of gravity to be able to further improve his vertical jump. The fourth and final principle will be including Newton's third law, which is the law of action or reaction, and will also refer back to the third principle. Newton's third law states that for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. In this case, if the subject applies more force through their toes, they will exhibit a higher jump due to the law of action or reaction. Essentially, the more force applied to the ground from the toes will produce more upward force. Newton's third law occurs throughout the entire takeoff phase, which includes both lowering the center of gravity and getting the knees, the hips, and the ankles to full extension. We will show that next with the drawing tools. This here is depicting the lowered center of gravity and the location of the toes. Here we can see the extension of the knees, the hips, and the ankles, as well as the location of the toes. This is depicting Newton's third law and the fourth principle.